Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, X Stitch and Chill. My name is Kelsey and this channel is all about cross stitch. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some stitchy time with me. And if you're new here, welcome. As I said, this channel is all about cross stitching and the chill things that I do while I'm cross stitching. Audiobooks, TV, movies, all sorts of fun stuff. Hey there, it's future Kelsey. I filmed most of this video on Monday, but it was just, the kids were all here. It was too crazy, so I gave up on filming it. So now I am trying again on Thursday. I don't really have a lot of updates on my whips, so I didn't want to like completely redo this whole thing. So future Kelsey will be popping in every now and then, so I'll see you in a bit. So first I wanted to mention a couple of FlossTubes I've been watching. I didn't have an audiobook for a while, so I got back into watching FlossTube. I feel like I kind of go through like phases. So I do have a couple new ones and a couple new to me ones. So the first one is Thread Gremlins, which is a few women and they are hilarious. Like, I don't know, nobody else has as many like crazy things happen to them and crazy things happen while they're filming and stuff. Like in their last FlossTube, like one of the cats like ran. And, yeah, it was very entertaining. And they also have like disasters with their projects that they're super funny about and everything. And yeah, it's just a really good time. I like laugh out loud at their channel. And they work on a lot of really great projects and everything too. So check them out if you haven't. I know a lot of people have been jumped on board with that one because they are a riot. They are so fun. I've also been watching a new FlossTuber. She just put out her second FlossTube the other day. Today's Monday, the 3rd. So she just put it out like a couple days ago, maybe over the weekend. And that is In Stitches with Ebony. I believe she's in England. And she does a ton of full coverage stuff. Really awesome, cool projects. So check her out. I always like finding other full coverage FlossTubers because I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of them, but not a ton. So it's always nice when there's more. I've also been watching Beck Stitches Everything. She's a multi-crafter, but she works from home and I think she lives in Seattle and has grown kids. So she, in her last video, her backdrop was this like English paper piecing quilt that was beautiful and amazing, and she sewed the whole thing by hand, and I was like, oh man, I don't think I have the wherewithal to do that. But she does a lot of cross stitching projects, a lot of different ones, so check that one out if you haven't been there yet. And I've been watching Jen's Fiberweb, and yeah, same kind of thing. She's just very easy to listen to and does a lot of different projects and everything. So thank you all of you guys for keeping me company while I've been stitching the last couple weeks. And then also I've been watching like my regular standbys like Crafting Gaming Jamie, and the Giddy Stitcher put out her 24 hours of cross stitch recap video finally. She's like, I'm slow, but it's fine. And then I've been watching Helen, the Giddy Stitcher. She always has beautiful projects going on, and yeah, she's another person that's just like nice to listen to. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you to all those people for keeping me company, and yeah, especially because I didn't have an audiobook to listen to. I was like, what am I gonna do? So before we get into whips and all that good stuff, just a reminder that I do have a Google spreadsheet down in the description below that has all of my projects and what they're being stitched on and links to the patterns and all that stuff. If you ever want to know more about it, or if I don't mention something, that's all down there. So I try to update it, but Maybe like FlossTube weekends I usually kind of like am better about updating it, but I don't like update it regularly. But the projects that I'm doing are on there, but I don't upload like, or I don't, what's the word? I don't update. I was gonna say upload. I don't update the like progress of my projects on there all the time. So, all right. So if you've been here before, you know that I was doing mini masterpiece May for May. I feel like there's so many options for May. There's like Mermay and there's Mirabilia May. I know Wicked Cat Stitch was doing Murder May, which was cool. So I decided to do mini masterpiece May. So I had bought a whole bunch of patterns from the Stitch Pattern on Etsy, and tons of like famous artwork that they've converted into these mini cross stitches. So I set a challenge and I said, I'm gonna get 7 done. And I did, except for I did have to finish the last one on June 1st. So not quite in May, but really close. But I have all of them to show you. They're not FFO'd. I FFO'd the first one, but I don't really like how I did it, so I think I might figure out a different way to do it, and then once I figure out how I'm going to do it, I'll do the other ones. But like that one. And then I did Ballerina Star by Edgar Degas. Ooh, the sun came out. Now it's really bright. And we did We Can Do It, which I cannot remember right now who the artist is. So again, I'll put it on the screen. More editing work for myself, yay. And then I did this one, which is Kiss in Bed, which is by a French artist. It has a couple names. This is another one. I love this one. This is another one that I'm going to give to my husband. And then these two, I haven't cut these two apart yet, but they are, we'll do this one first. So this is Golden Tears, which is not actually by Gustav Klimt. It's by somebody else. Annabelle something? I don't know. I have it. I'll put it on the screen. And then last but not least, I did Starry Night. And that is by Van Gogh. I kept wanting to say Degas, but that's not who it is. It's not Degas. It is, I already forgot. I just need to stop talking. Okay, anyway, so that is all the 7 masterpieces that I got finished, and it was really fun to do them. I did them on plastic canvas, 3 strands or 1, and it was really nice. It was great because like I just had like little pieces like this and I could just go for it. Yeah, it was nice. It was a fun adventure, I guess. So now the next adventure is how I'm going to FFO all of them. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's my finishes. I know. A bunch of little tiny projects, but it was exciting. It felt good to like finish one and then move on to the next one. They took a little longer than I thought they would, but it was mostly ones with like a lot of back stitching that took the longest. It wasn't the actual cross stitching. So yeah, I was able to finish the Starry Night one on the first because it was like, oh, well, I don't have to do any sort of back stitching on this one. So, and then the Golden Tears only has a little bit of back stitching. So that was kind of nice. That moved things forward quickly. Hey, it's future Kelsey, and I am going to pop in something that I talked about in plans, but then I actually started it, so I'm putting it in new starts now. So I purchased a mystery cell. And I know you're out there rolling your eyes and saying, but why, Kelsey? You said you weren't going to do those anymore. And here we are doing one again. But it is by Velvet Pony Designs. I actually did one of her floral skulls a while back, and I absolutely love that one. The colors, and I love the picture. It's great. So I was like, sure, why not? So I bought it, and the first part came out on June 1st, and the second part comes out June 15th. So if you still want to join, there is time. And I just have a very small start on it. But this is where I am. I obviously cannot show you what it will look like because I don't know. So far, it just looks like a lot of like leaves and plants and grasses and a couple flowers. And then there's gonna be an animal somewhere up in here. I don't know. But I am parking my threads because I mean, first of all, it's challenging because we're starting from the bottom, and I never start from the bottom. So, you know, already challenging my way of thinking. And the other thing is, like, I don't want to end threads and have page marks in it. So I've been just like parking the threads because, I mean, obviously this flower is going to get finished somewhere up here, and these leaves are going to continue to go up. So if it's obvious that it's going to continue on to the next page, I have been parking the thread so that I don't have to worry about like page lines and stuff, and having to restart threads. So yes, I joined Mystery Stitch Along. I'm here to admit to it. I have a problem. I don't really have a problem, but I said I wouldn't, and here I am. But it's going to be fun. It's not very big, and it'll be quick. I think the last part comes out in August, so hopefully it's easy to keep up with. I'll probably work on this one a little bit more today too. This is the color palette for it, so it's got quite a bit of colors, but they're also pretty. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more on that one. Hello, cat. How are you? All right, so on to whips. I didn't want to take this one out of the hoop, so I'm sorry. But the first one is Deathly Hallows, which is artwork by DJ Vigo, and it is charted by Thread Geeks. And this is like my focus piece for the year. I'm trying to finish it this year. So yeah, I don't know. I still, according to markup, I can still finish it this year. I just have to kind of get it together. But yeah, so I think last time we talked, I was finishing a page, and I did finish that page, and then I started on another page, and now I'm working into that page. So I unfolded this so you could kind of see the whole thing, but yeah, this is where we are now. So I finished this page, was the one I was working on up here. I can't see what I'm doing up here. So I was working on this page, and I finished that one, and then I went down to the one underneath it. All down here is a lot of black. So I've kind of been slowly doing the black, because I know eventually I'll be like, all black stitching will be done, and I'll be like, I don't want to stitch black anymore. But yeah, I've gotten a pretty good progress on the page that I am working on right now, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Hopefully it will be done eventually. I'm doing this one like color complete by page, but if I have extra string and I don't want to like drag it across the page, or I finish the stitches on that page, I'll go to like the page underneath or the page to the side, because that kind of is nice to not have page lines. Because I definitely made that mistake at some point on this one. Like you can see, I'm going to show you the back. Don't judge. But you can see like there's a line like here that you can really see where the page is. So yeah, it's okay. We learned our lesson. But yeah, that one is almost 60% done. So it's getting there. It's getting there. All right, and the next one that I worked on is an oldie but a goodie, and that is Schitt's Creek Landmarks, which is by Stitchy Time Designs on Etsy. And this is like, I think this is my oldest whip, to be quite honest. But I have been working on this page that's like the vet clinic front, and then it's also starting Cafe Tropical, and it has the roof of Rosebud Motel in it. So I have been working on that page, and I'm almost finished with that page. Actually, I'm getting pretty close. This one's like nice and easy because it's a lot of block stitching. So this is what it looked like last time I showed you guys, and I have no idea what you're looking at right now, but this is what it looks like now. So this is Cafe Tropical going here. This is the next page right here. So we're working on this page right here. So really I only have like a little bit here and then the top of the Rosebud Motel to finish. So yeah, almost done with this page. And this one I like bring out when I'm feeling tired and I don't really want to like stitch and do confetti and all that stuff. So it's a nice, like mindless, easy one to get out and work on. I mean, I'd like to finish the one eventually because it is my oldest one, but yeah, I have others I want to finish too. I want to finish everything, but you know, that's not going to happen. All right, so the next one I worked on, and I didn't really work on it a ton, I don't think, since the last time I saw you guys, but that is Moe and Shandon, and it is artwork by Alphonse Mucha, and it was charted by Tilton Crafts. So yeah, this one's a big one, and I'm doing this one on 25 count fabric, and I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch, so half stitch. And yeah, I'm almost finished with page one. Page one is almost done, and then yeah, I'll show you. I do this all the time. I'm like, start talking about it, and then I'm like, I should probably show you what we're talking about. Anyway, this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it, and here is where it looks now. So I think last time we talked, I was trying to get like all the parked threads on the first page done. So I got all those done, and then worked on filling in all the other stitches that were left on that page. And then I'm like color completing. So there's like a bunch down here. And all these threads were parked from when I finished page one, so these will start to get worked in soon. But yeah, that is where it is right now. I think I'm going to kind of come down in this section next, because I think that's where her face is, and I think it might be nice to see her face. It might be motivating to see her face, but also there's a lot less confetti on her face, so I'll give myself a little break from confetti and work on her face for a little bit, just to, because this is a lot of confetti up in here, and like around her head is like more of this stuff, so I think maybe just a little break would be nice. There's also some stitches in here, like I'm not stitching, like there's like a bunch of white stitches like on the outside and like in between these letters here, and I'm not gonna stitch those. Well, well, I think I'm not going to stitch him. I'm not going to stitch him for now. And then like maybe towards the end, if I'm like, yeah, it kind of needs it, I'll do it. But I think for now it's like a really light blue, like that's pretty much white. And there's only 7 of them on the page. And I think I'm not going to do them. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out for me. I know towards the bottom, this one kind of like fades into a color. So we'll see if those get stitched too. I don't know. I might just leave the outside white. All right, and the last whip that I worked on in the last couple weeks is the one for my daughter, which is Cursed Cat Alastor. It's from the show Has Been Hotel, and it's actually fan art from the person who voices the character, made him into this cat. So, Cursed Cat Alastor. So I'm working through the black stitches. It's pretty much like a black outline. So I figured if I do the outline first, then I can fill in the rest. But this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it. I think I was doing the ears and the tail, and this is what it looks like now. So that's the tail, the ears. He's got these little like antler horn things. This is one of his eyes. This is like a monocle thing over here. And this is like the pupil for his eye. Here's a bunch of weird stuff. There's a lot going on. He's like holding an arm in his mouth and stuff. Yeah, so super fun. And yeah, it's just kind of a big project. So it's taking a little while, but that's okay. We'll work on it every now and then. It's another one of those ones that's like super easy. Like you don't really have to like focus too much on it. And I'm doing it on gridded fabric, so which is an 18 count gridded fabric, because I have a ton of it from Emma from B&E Stitchery. She gifted some to me, so I pulled that out. And yeah, it's been really nice working on this one. Hopefully I will finish it eventually, so my daughter will be happy. All right, so I'll do plans first, and we can do haul later. I want to talk about my Lowry stand though, because I did get it. So I've decided to take a page out of Crafting Gamey Jamie's book, and I'm going to. She has a big project that she's doing, Autumn Harmony, and it's huge. And she's like, if I do 200 stitches on it every day, it will get done. And that's kind of her focus piece. So I think I'm going to adopt that, because I was like, oh, if I break it down in months, it just seems like a lot. But it's like, oh, if I just do 200 stitches every day, that's nothing. So that's the new goal for Deathly Hallows. I'm going to try and just do 200 stitches on it every day. And then hopefully that will allow me to, like, you know, finish eventually. Right now it says like if I do 250 stitches a day, I'll be done in September. I don't know if that's quite feasible. So trying to do 200. It's summer and the kids are around, so my floss tubes are not going to be quite as calm, cool, and collected as they usually are, if you can hear the children yelling in the background. Also, recently I've kind of been doing the spin the wheel thing. I know I want to stitch, but I don't know what I want to stitch on. Nothing's really like calling to me, so I'll like spin the wheel and see what I get. And sometimes I'm like, ugh, I really don't want to work on that one right now. And then I'll spin it again, and then the next one might be one that I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to work on that one. But yeah, I know you're not supposed to do that. I'm doing whatever I feel like, and that's what I feel like. So yeah, but it's nice when you're just like, I don't know, I could work on this one, I could work on that one, and can't really decide. So I just spin it and pull up one of them, and that's kind of been kind of nice, not having to think about which one to stitch on, just letting the fate tell me which one to work on. So yeah, I've kind of been doing that a couple nights this week. Just not sure what I wanted to work on. I'd like to get back into the fandom stitching challenge. I feel like for May, they were doing Mania and it just wasn't for me. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this mini masterpiece May thing. So I haven't really been into it this last in the month of May. So hopefully June is a regular month. It was supposed to be a finishes month, but they said they pushed the finishes back to July. So it's just a regular month with monthly challenges and weekly challenges and everything. So I am just gonna kind of go with that and stitch as much as I can and get some points, because I've been neglecting my team. So I am sorry, Team Daisy, that I'm not doing anything crazy. Also, July is my birthday month, so I have been really good because I haven't bought anything, but I have been perusing websites to put a bunch of patterns on my birthday list. So I've been doing that, and then I have like this gift hero thing that I send my family, since like I don't want everything that I own to come from Amazon. So I'll send them the gift hero, and you can put gifts from like any website on there. So I have a couple things on there for my family to get to me for my birthday. Yeah, I am looking forward to that. I think I might be teaching a cross stitch class at Recreative in Denver on my birthday, so that will be fun. I'll get people to come take it, because I'll be like, it's my birthday, come hang out with me. But yeah, I found one on Ink Circles, and I really want to try stitching on linen. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I put up a poll, and the consensus was, by a lot, was to do a 32 count linen for my first time stitching on linen. So on Wednesday, I have an eye doctor appointment, and my LNS is really close to my eye doctor appointment, because it's not close to my house. So I will be going to, I'm going to drop by my LNS and look. They just got a bunch of fabric in, so I'm going to try and be good, and I'm going to only buy a small piece of linen to do this like 5x7 Ink Circles stitch that I like. And yeah. Hey there, it's future Kelsey. Told you I'd be back. I did go to my LNS before my doctor's appointment, so I got a couple things. Like I said, I wanted to try stitching on linen. So I did buy this pattern from Ink Circles, and it is the Arranging Cacti pattern. And there's a cat there. He is not the pattern. But I did get this Arranging Cacti pattern, and I got some things for it at the store. So it called for Gentle Arts, the Gentle Art thread, and I've actually never used their floss before, so this will be fun. And so these are the colors that were called for. There's two of this brown one, but they're so pretty. And yeah, so I did not go with the called for fabric. Since it's linen, and linen comes in all sorts of fun colors, I had a little bit of a heyday, and I pulled out so much. I felt bad that I was making a mess. But anyway, I did buy, let me put those down for a second. This Fiber on a Whim hibiscus, which is like mostly pink. There's some browns in there. A little mottled, but it's gonna look really great with all of the floss. Loving it. So I'm excited to get started on that one eventually. If you have any favorite tutorials about stitching on linen or any advice, I would love to hear it. I know that like you have to start at a certain point so that your threads don't slip under the fabric, but that's about it. So I will be stitching this one 2/2. Yes, 2/2, and this is a 32 count linen that I got based on your guys' suggestions. So yeah, looking forward to starting that. And then I was looking through, and there's another ink circles one that I want to do. So I ended up buying some linen for that one too. And this one is from, what is it? Lapin Loops, and it is the color Jackalope. So it's like the perfect like sandy pink color, and I love it. I love it. I know I went a little crazy, but it's okay. So that's my haul from the stitching shop. I actually did go do it so you guys could see what I bought, and I'm excited to get started and try working on linen. It's gonna be fun. And then tonight I am going to a machine sewing class that I'm really excited about. It's we'll make like a tote bag or something. I just always been really intimidated by sewing, and like I kind of know how to do it, but I just want some more practice and some instruction and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do that tonight, and I'm really excited about that. I have to leave in a few hours, so this probably will not be up on Monday. We'll get this out on Tuesday, and I'm back. So I did go to a May sewing class that night, and it was so much fun. There was 4 of us, and then the instructor, Josefina, and she was so great. She was super fun and funny, and she was super helpful and patient, and I enjoyed the class, and hopefully I feel like I learned some things. I feel like I got a little more confident with doing sewing. So yeah, and I think I was successful. But anyway, we made tote bags, and so here is my tote bag. If you can, it's kind of long, but it's like some stripes, and then I have little yellow striped handles, and it's a bag. You can put things in it. I did like this little triangle thing at the bottom to make the bottom flat. Like, I legitimately made a bag. And then I did like the zigzag stitch around the outside. And then I did like, I mean, it's not perfect. Like this one, my handle got a little messed up. So, you know, it's fine, but it's functional. It holds things, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm proud of my bag. So I am looking forward to making everybody I know bags for Christmas and New Year's and birthdays, and I'm gonna go make a crap ton of these bags, and then I'll be really good, and I'll be ready to make something else. Sewing 201 is a zipper pouch, and I do want to do that one, but it's on a day that I can't attend. So I already have something else going on, so I'll have to wait and see if they do one in July, and I can do the zipper bag. There's another one that's like aprons, but I feel like a zipper bag is a little more practical for me. And I want to know how to like sew the zippers and everything. So I don't know, maybe there'll be, all of a sudden I'll be making project bags. Who knows? So yeah, sewing class was super fun. I took it at Fancy Tiger Crafts, which is here in Denver, and they are like a craft store that's like sustainable, and it was a really cool little shop. So yeah. All right, so I think you just have me for the rest of the video now, doing the things that I did not get to earlier. So I did want to talk about my Lowry stand. I have been using it on my couch, and definitely glad I got the arm extender, because it would not work without that. I have quite a wide couch armrest that's like square, so it's great for like putting my scissors and stuff up there, but yeah, it's long. So with the extending bar, it's like perfect, and I can sit in the corner, which is a little, I usually don't sit so far in the corner, but it's fine. Just sit further in the corner. the other spot I was sitting was starting to get a little sinkhole anyway, so it's probably better that I sit somewhere else. And then I can pull it like close to me so I don't have to feel like I'm like leaning forward or like hunching over. So yeah, and it has my little light, can clip onto it easily. It does work with Q-snaps if that's something that you are worried about. I just put a piece of felt like this. I just put a piece of felt like around the side of the Q-snap and then put it in the grabber thing, and it worked fine. It was pretty solid. And then hoops obviously work great. I've been putting this on a couple of them just to protect the stitches, but that's about it. So yeah, I'm very happy with my Lowry stand, and yeah, I'm looking forward. I get excited to use it. I will say there is one problem, and it's not a huge problem, but it's just kind of more annoying than anything. I kind of have to like think ahead, and that's that, you know, I sit in my couch and like the Lowry stand has to come off of the side of the couch this way. So when I'm doing two-handed stitching, the clamp gets in the way of my hand a lot. So if I'm like stitching too far over to the side, I can only do one-handed stitching with my right hand. But if, you know, once I start moving over, then I can go back to doing two hands and everything. So I just have to remember when I'm putting things in the hoop and stuff to give myself a little extra space on that side, so that I can like actually stitch in there. I just kind of like bump it, and it's fine. It's not like a big deal, but it's just kind of like, this is annoying. But I'll just have to think in the future when I'm using it that I need to make sure all of my projects are just a little over so that I don't have that problem. Okay, so that is all of the stitchy things that I have for you guys. So if you are only here for the stitching stuff, then thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more updates, summer updates are going to be wild because we're just holding on for the summer. So make sure you subscribe if you want to enjoy the chaos, and leave this video a like. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, please leave them in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. So anything you want to talk about, I'm here for it. All right, so chill stuff. I know last week I was saying that I didn't have an audiobook. So not last week, but last time. I was saying that I didn't have an audiobook, and I was sad about that. All of the ones that I want were still on hold. So I decided to just get one that was like readily available, and I got My Roommate is a Vampire. And I mean, going into it, I didn't have high expectations. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a cheesy little rom-com book that I can listen to while I'm waiting for something else. And like, I used to read books like this all the time, but they get annoying because it's like the characters just make stupid decisions. But this one, she wasn't really making stupid decisions most of the time. It was interesting. But anyway, I liked it. So, okay, the first 3/4 of the book, amazing. I laughed. I thought it was super awesome. It was an interesting story, and there were stakes and things were happening, and it was great. So that all led up to the one spicy scene that's in the book. And then after that, I think the writer was like, I don't know what to do with myself or this book anymore, so we're just gonna do some bullshit and be done. Like, the last quarter of the book is awful. And I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. And then it just kind of like ended. It didn't really like end, like, it was up here, and then you think it would like kind of go down a little bit and then go back up, but it just went down, and it was pretty awful. I don't know how else to describe it. It was just like, I listened to the last quarter of it and I was like, wow, I could have like not listened to that and this book would have been just fine. So it was stupid. I don't want to ruin it for anybody in case you want, in case after my scathing review you want to read it. But yeah, so my roommate is a vampire and it was really had a lot of promise, but the ending just was bad. It was just bad. Of course, as I was finishing that one up, I got some holds from the library. And when you get one hold from the library, you get all the holds from the library. So I got, I feel like it's just like, it's when I go and look, it's like, okay, 12 weeks until you get this one. Okay, 10 weeks until you get this one. Oh, you know, several months until you get this one. And then all of a sudden, all three of those end up in your shelf at the same time. And it's terrible. So I ended up getting 3 books off of my hold list. So I got the fourth, I don't know if it's the last one, but the 4th book in Kingdom of Lies, which is A Queen This Fierce and Deadly, I think. They're very confusing. So I've started that one, and I'm very excited to be back into the world with Lorian and Priska and all the fun stuff. So yeah, I'm not very far into it. It's a long one. So I'm looking forward to all the fun. There's like several perspectives again, like the 3rd one that it's told through. But there's one that I just hate listening to. I'm like, ugh, I don't care about this character at all. But it's fine. It's part of the story. It needs to be there. It's part of the plot. But still, I'm like, I don't care about this person at all. So then I also got Red Queen, which I don't really know anything about. I've seen people reading it. I've seen the cover. So I was like, sure, why not? I got that one and I borrowed that one. But I also did get Throne of Glass. And I ended up doing like a deliver this later kind of situation, where like you stay at the front of the line. You're not at the front of the line. You stay at the front of the line, but it's still, you gotta wait a long time. So you're like, deliver it after this date, but then it's like several more weeks will pass before you actually get it. It's fine, whatever. But I only did that because Throne of Glass was like 24 hours and A Queen This Fierce and Deadly was like 24 hours. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want 2 really long books and trying to get through them really fast. So I was like, okay, I'll keep like the one really long one and then I'll keep a shorter one and then I'll be able to get those done in the 21 days or whatever it is. So hopefully Throne of Glass comes back around when I'm ready for it. And we'll see. Otherwise, I'll find another silly book like my roommate is a vampire. I also finally watched Bridgerton Season 3 Part 1. And it took me a long time to start it because I was like just not in the mood to watch it, I guess. I was just like, fine. So it took me a long time to actually like press play. But once I pressed play, it was like, oh, I gotta know what happens next. And then I got through the 4 episodes like in a day, maybe 2. But I tried to stretch it out, but I was not successful. So yes, I finished that. It was very good. Obviously, all of the things going on. Francesca is an interesting human. I'm excited to see where her story goes. And then I'm less excited about the drama that is going to ensue in Part 2. So we'll see. I think last time I said I had started The Greatest Show Never Made, which is on Amazon Prime, and I did finish it, and it was meh. Like, the part of it was all shocking and everything, and then kind of like how they resolved it was just like, like the guy who started the show, who was trying to produce it, who like disappeared for 20 some years or something, they actually interview him, and people like forgive him, and they're like, but I'm glad that he brought us all together, and you know, I'm not upset about it anymore because it's been 20 years or something like that. But they don't actually talk to him. Like, he sees them in their interviews, and they see him in an interview, but they don't actually like interact, which would have been fun. But yeah, it was good, and you definitely had some sympathy for the guy after they interviewed him. So yeah, I don't know, it was good. It was interesting, but a little lackluster on the end, which is a theme for me apparently. Yeah, sorry. And then the other day, I came home from like my eye doctor appointment and stuff, and my husband's like, hey, do you want to watch this movie with me? And I was like, I don't know, what movie? He's like, it's a horror movie. And I was like, no, I don't want to watch a horror movie. I am not much of a horror thriller fan. So yeah, but I was sitting in my office while he played it, and he always has the TV on loud, so I could like hear what was going on. And then of course I'm like, oh well, now I'm interested in what's happening over there. So I went to go sit down and watch it with him, and I was like, am I gonna regret sitting down? He's like, I don't know. So I did sit down. We watched, it was called Late Night with the Devil, which I think is a Stephen King book. I don't know, don't quote me on that. Not sure. I came in, 20-30 minutes into the action. So I sat down and I watched that with them, and that was crazy and weird. And I mean, I had a nice distraction because I was stitching at the same time, so I wasn't really like paying attention 100%. So it was fine. I didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff, but it was very like mind-bending craziness with one of those endings where you're like, that's the end. But it wasn't too bad. And that's really all that I've been watching. And like I said earlier in the video, I think that I had been watching a bunch of FlossTubes lately too. So yeah, nothing too crazy on the whole chilling aspect. I am gonna get through A Queen, This Fierce and Deadly, hopefully in the near future. I'm enjoying listening to it, so hopefully I'll get through it quickly. But if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate you guys watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. So if you want to see more of these updates, if you want to hear about the books I hate, then make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. And if you have any questions or anything, again, leave a comment. I'm happy to talk to you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.